Hello, everybody. Hello. Good morning. Great morning, y'all. What it do? Wait, I'm doing my mantra. God, thank you for bringing the right people into my life. Hello. Good morning. We good? Okay. So let me do it again. Hi, everybody, and I'm going to do my good morning live. Good morning. Great morning, y'all. My mantra. God, thank you for bringing the right people into my life. God, thank you for bringing the right people into my life. I hope everybody have a wonderful, great, marvelous, beautiful day, y'all. Okay. We live with your girl, Aishahj. And I'm in TDR Podcast studio. And I'm going to introduce my special guest. As you can see, this young, beautiful Black woman, Shamika Free.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So I'm gonna try my best. This podcast, this stream, I'm not gonna be as interactive. This is gonna be more of just me talking and giving you guys some information, and I just want y'all to bear with me. But I want everybody to know that I truly appreciate them. If you're able to make this live and come on and listen to me, watch me, that's fine. And if not, you can always come back and listen, and I'm gonna let y'all know where I'm gonna be at, where you can watch me at. Okay. Um, so this podcast is called Happiness. Uh and it's a trilogy, you guys. So we got part one, part two, and part three. So today we're going to be doing part one, and it's called The Decision. Now, if you listen to my other podcast, you would know that those podcasts have led up to this moment. So first and foremost, I want to let everybody know that I'm not a professional, and everything is solely based off my life experiences and what I've been through. Okay, I just want to put that out there. And then I want to go to my last podcast, which it was called The Proposal, and I ended it on a note because I wanted everybody to know that I believed in karma. um Karma came back around. Just giving you a small recap, because if you really want to know, go back and tune into that podcast. But this is where, and this is how I got to, I need to work on my happiness. So first and foremost, I just want to give you small background. I started working on my happiness 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And I made a decision. That um, I didn't want to continue to keep living the way that I was living. And so I decided that I wanted to be happy. And so I started my journey. So I want to bring my special guest Shamika into this before I go into anything further, because she made some decisions as well. So Shamika, if you could please let the audience know, um, if you want to let them know a little bit about you, and then also what made you make a decision as such that you wanted to be happy.
Well, first of all, I want to give gratitude for being here. It's the opportunity for me to, reach a lot of people. So I was very thankful when you came and asked me that. Excuse me. But the thing I want to start out with is, like, you mentioned that you were on your journey for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
When you proposed this podcast to me, I had been on my journey for 5 months. So I thought that was real symbolic to me, because I feel like, okay, this is for people to see 5 years versus 5 months, because I'm just starting out. I decided to. I was at a point in my life where it's like, I can't live like this no more.
Mm-hmm.
So being a mother, I'm a mother of 5. A lot of people know me. I'm very known.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a motivational speaker. I'm here to, influence and, to kind of like push you to be the best you can. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to connect with a lot of people, so they don't think, like something's wrong with them, or
Mm-hmm.
what there's no answers.
Right.
You have to dig deep. So I just want to say thank you for letting me come on to your show
Absolutely.
and share myself, like, in a different manner. I usually do one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real good with coming in the room. I'm an introvert by nature, but once I get in the room, there's no stopping me.
Right.
So,
And just a sidebar on that, I felt, like I had like all these subjects and content, things that I want to talk about. And I felt the energy, I felt the vibe. I'm like, this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I know you, but you know what I'm saying? I actually, you know what I'm saying? I had no idea
Right.
that you had been on this 5-month journey. I had no idea that you decided to work on your happiness, but I don't know, something had me to reach out to you. And I felt like this was the podcast that I would love for you to feature on if you felt comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, thank you so much for
Thanks
sharing.
for having me.
I appreciate you. Okay. So, I decided, she decided. So, I'm gonna get real personable. I'm gonna, give you guys I'm gonna give you guys me. So let me let you guys know. So it was at one point, and y'all just bear with me. This, I hope this podcast, this subject, this matter is very I hold it very dear to me. My journey and what I'm going, what I decided to do with my life. So if I cry, okay. But anyways, I felt like I was dying. I just 5 years ago, even when I backdate to, just thinking about, oh, excuse me, how I was living my life all the way up until that point when I was laying in my bed and I was crying my eyes out, depressed, and I'm like, I can't keep living my life like this. This can't be life. This can't be life. And then, you know what I'm saying, and to feel like I didn't want to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew, only because I've been down the road before. So and I'm disclosed personal information. So my daughter is 22 years old. So one of my kids, I do have 5 children. So 22 years ago, I tried to commit suicide. 22 years ago. And thank God, he had a different plan for me. Um, and I was in hospital for 2 weeks. And I to Tracy Finch, because she was instrumental in my recovery process. Tracy, I love you. Kisses to you. I appreciate you so much. She saw. Also, I normally don't say anyone's name, but if you hear me say anybody's name, it's solely, and I spoke with that individual, and they said that I can say their name. So I did speak with Tracy. Tracy said I could say her name. But yeah, she was instrumental. I mean, she was there every step of the way, helping me. I had 2 children at the time. But again, and I felt, and me, when I went through that, and then 5 years ago, I felt that same exact feeling. And I'm like, I felt like I didn't want to be here. And so I'm like, damn, I'm dying again. I don't want to die. I want to live. And so, and that decision within itself, that night when I was in my bed, when I was crying, and I'm like, I can't continue to live like this, because I felt like I wasn't even living. I decided that I'm gonna take my life back, and I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to get myself in a happy place. You know what I'm saying? And it started in small aspects of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like my job, or, the people that I'm being around, or, it was different things. And I'm like, but then I wanted to bring it full circle, because I'm like, I want to be happy as a whole. I want to be whole. I want to be happy. And it's crazy, because in this journey, and it, like I said, I'm 5 years in, and that's how, and it's crazy, because it's like, I'm like, damn, this a lifelong commitment.
Lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of things that I do, like, if I'm feeling a little bit down, or if I'm not feeling it, if I don't wake up with my vibe, you know what I'm saying? It's things that I do to get there. But yeah, I made this I made a lifelong commitment, and every day is something that I choose to work on.
Yeah. I think it is a lifelong decision.
Absolutely.
I feel like we as individuals, and myself personally, I've always had the hope or the faith and put this in something else, but never me. I had around August last year, it was like I felt the same kind of way. Like, this could not be life. Like, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. Well, I thought I was. I thought I was meeting all these obligations and expectations, but they weren't mine. So ultimately, growing up, we all live our lives shaped on the people around us. So we take a piece from uncle, a piece of auntie, we building ourselves. And then when we get to a point where we kind of like mold it to us,
Mhm.
we, kind of like originated.
Right.
I felt like I never really did that because I was basically living my life for others.
I feel
You know, and it's unintentional sometimes because it's like, oh, I want to make them happy. I want them proud of me.
Mhm.
And I had to redesign that. It's like I had to relearn everything. So about August, I just decided like, I got sick. I had pleurisy. So that's inflammation of the lungs. I'm a respiratory therapist. So I work in the hospital. So 12-hour shifts, mandated overtime, you know, had to wear a mask, PPE all the time.
Mhm.
My body gave out. So there's no medication for that.
Oh,
You have
wow.
to like heal.
Okay.
So that was a signal to me. My body like, sit down. I don't care what you say.
Mhm.
You know, if you're not gonna sit down any other way, you're gonna sit down this way. So it was like going. And over time it just piled up. And then one day I just got up like, excuse my language, like, fuck this. I just snapped. Like, you can't even ask my kids. I'm like I was just like cutting everything off. I had to like surrender. I just surrendered and just let everything go. Like, forget everything, because if I'm not alive, it's not going to prevail, or it's not going to survive anyways.
Right.
So I had to strip myself, and I just said, I'm about to start all over. And that's when I decided, I made that firm decision, because I'm an avid reader, not of many books, but anything I'll research. You know, something come to my mind, I'm digging deep.
Right.
So the first thing when you asked me about, you know, making the decision, I had to like define what decision meant.
Okay.
Like, what is the definition behind decision?
Mm-hmm.
And decision is defined as you have to come to a resolution in your mind as a result of consideration. So it's like, okay, yeah, them two words stand out to me: resolution and consideration. What are those? You know? And resolution is defined as a firm decision to do or not to do something. Consideration is careful thought, typically over a period of time.
Right.
So over that time, you got fed up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you made that decision, it was firm. So that was a real decision. So I'm like, okay, I hit all the points of the definition. I'm like, yeah, I am fed up. You know, I am deciding not to do this no more.
Right.
You know, I'm deciding not to live this way. I'm going to live like me. I'm going to find out who I am, you know? And I figured like this is over time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a right decision. You know, a lot of people always say it could be a wrong decision, good decision, but you still have to define, what is decision to you? Mm-hmm. Did I take time to carefully think this through? Am I firm on this? Am I going to stick to it? So at that point, it's like my kids weren't happy. I wasn't happy. Even though I'm doing all these things that I felt like was making me happy, it wasn't. Right. So that's when I decided to.
I feel you on that. Yeah, it was I actually I was going through just like I was going through I even want to just I like some kind of identity crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I? Because as you stated, you know, I definitely feel like I was living my life with other people, and you know what I'm saying. And then I went through a bad breakup, and I wasn't even myself with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even Aisha. I was masking who I was to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm begging for somebody to love me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing all these other things to try to fit inside of his box. You know what I'm saying? Or his circle, just choose me, pick me. And you know what I'm saying? And the things didn't work out that way. Which I already disclosed on the last podcast. So I'm not going to go into any further detail. You guys want to know, listen to the podcast, the proposal. But anyways, yeah, I was just like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out who I was all over again. I didn't love myself. I had to learn to love me. I had to fall in love with me, which was actually a beautiful process. Mm-hmm. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, learning to love yourself, and me actually just how I love on myself now, and to like just think like, damn, I didn't love me. I didn't love Aisha. Like, that's crazy. When I think about, like, I didn't care about my own self.
I don't think we intentionally not care about ourselves. I think it starts from birth, the way you're raised, the environment you're in, all that plays contributing factors to who you become. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if somebody don't know how to love themselves and they teaching you and you learn it from them, you're not going to learn how to love yourself. Right. You can't even learn to love yourself unless you know who you are.
That is
true.
So
self-awareness is very important. Take that time out to say, okay, what make me tick? What make me happy? What do I like? What is my character like? And I even like wrote down the definition of self-awareness. You know, self-awareness is like, it's a conscious knowledge of one's own character, your feelings, your motives, and your desires. So taking the time out just to find out all those things about you, just taking the time to learn you and knowing all these things I think it makes you more prepared to go out into this world, to even exchange or even, be acquainted with anybody else. You have to really know who you are. And I think a lot of us are out here. Me personally, I was living my life. I didn't really know who I was. I thought I did. I thought I did. I thought I did. I didn't.
Right.
So even deciding to take the time to say, I'm about to learn me. I'm about to take the time out to learn me. I'm going to operate on my time. I'm going to operate on my schedule. That was a decision in itself to say, I'm about to put in the work, So I think that we sometimes navigate through life numb, sleepwalking, zombie, whatever you want to say, until we have that traumatizing event that kind of wakes you up. And sometimes it'll wake you up and sometimes it don't.
Right.
But I think it always goes back to going back to the source, and the source is you.
Absolutely. Selfish. I use the word selfish. I'm very selfish with myself now. I am. I don't want to say I'm self-centered. I just I think I just kind of like be in my own world, my own bubble, and I'm truly doing me. So, how do you feel about being selfish with yourself now? You made a decision that you wanted to be happy. So in that decision, you're trying to find yourself. Do you feel like you're more selfish than you were?
My definition of selfish may differ from
Okay.
other people, because when people think of self,
Mhm.
they think of just the individual.
Okay.
Myself is all them people that I love, all them people in my circle, all them
Mhm.
people that I'm riding for, all them people that I got on my back.
Okay.
So if I say self, it means my village. So yes, I am selfish, because if I'm not selfish, how I'm gonna be 100% to be fully, charged to help somebody else? How I'm gonna be able to get that energy off if I don't take the time to love myself first? I have to be an image, I have to be a role model 1st.
Mhm.
And I learned that it's like you could tell so many people so many things, but if you operate with action
Mhm.
and getting out and doing it, it hit different.
Absolutely.
It's like muscle memory. So it's like you get up, you do it, you consistent, like a lifestyle, like you said, living to be happy is a lifestyle.
Right.
Even getting up and taking that time every day to get to know yourself. That's not selfish. Can mean two things. It's all on how your mindset is.
Mhm.
My mindset operate in the positive. I'm gonna always try to get the good out of the bad.
Right.
So I'm not gonna see selfish as being bad. I'm gonna say, okay, that person taking time out to really, find out who they are so they could be 100%, so they could be fair and giving what they really are to somebody else.
Mhm.
So selfish to me means me and my team, me and my village, all the people I love. It's like when you throw that pebble into the lake and you see them ripples. That's when I love me selfishly. That's when I work for me selfishly. That's when I'm going hard for me selfishly. Them ripples hit the people around me.
Right.
So that's how I look at selfish.
Okay. I'm feeling you, girl. Oh, and I also would like to, you know what I'm saying. Let me just put out that my take on things is more spiritual, and all praise to the Most High. I believe in God, and can you explain um your outlook?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So me personally, and this is a disclaimer to anybody, what I say or do or say today has nothing to do. Please don't compare or contrast your life to mine. Anything I say is like an instruction kit. It's a DIY, do it yourself. Take it and do it yourself.
Girl,
take what you can from it and do it for yourself, because how it worked for me not gonna work for you. How I understand it, you won't, and I respect that. But I look at the world. The world to me is based on energy.
Okay.
I feel like my God is the universe.
Okay.
I don't feel like there's no one man-made person that like rules over us. I feel like when certain things, like if you look into religion, it's different things where it says, he made us in his image. Well, that's the God in me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm sitting there, and I'm praying or meditating, however you want to, classify it, I'm looking to myself for the answers, because I know he gave me the tools to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So working in healthcare, being a registered therapist, respiratory therapist, I'm backed by a lot of science. And I'm not atheist by any means, I'm not. But if you knew specifically how the human body worked, you would be so amazed. Like it will open your mind up to be optimistic to different, theories or understandings or even research.
Okay.
So my God is energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you can go in a room, your hair stand up. That's my God, you know.
Right.
Or when you get that light bulb ding, that's my God, you know. Or when you just sitting there quietly and some ideal pop up, you know, and say, "Oh, I can make money out of this." That's my God.
Right.
You know, that checking me with like, "Oh, you thinking negative?" That's my God.
Okay. So, and I just would like to, and I just want to touch on, again, I just want to let everybody know, you know, I'm not a professional. I'm not, I didn't study theology. I'm just touching the surface of some things. So, again, like I said, I believe in God. But I've been exposed to a lot of different religion. My father is a Muslim. My mother is a Christian. I've been exposed to Catholics. My aunt was a Catholic. I went to Catholic church. I've had friends. I've been to a Baptist church. I've been exposed to a lot of different religion in my lifetime. I've studied a little bit, and I was when my mom left my dad, because I was initially being raised as a Muslim, and then when my mom left my dad, um that's when I was exposed to Christianity, and I grew up in a Pentecostal church. So I've been exposed to a lot of different things. I feel like it's a lot of different levels. You know what I'm saying? So I looked up a few few words of how people refer to God. I just say God, but you know, we got people call him Elohim, El Shaddai, Most High. These are those are Hebrew names.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh. I hope I'm saying these out. Yahweh, Abba, Jehovah, Allah, and Yeshua. That's also another Hebrew terminology for God. So throughout my process in life and being exposed to all these different religions, what I came up with, and this again is my own personal opinion, y'all, my own personal opinion.
Better say it.
My personal opinion. So I came up with that all these different religions have like all these different rules and regulations, and they have their way of how they want to refer to God. And in my personal opinion, there's only this one God, and I just feel like everybody have their own way of praying or worshiping Him. But I just feel like it's still just this one God, no matter what name you call off, no matter what your rule and regulation is for your religion,
Whatever works for you.
this one God. My first opinion. I just want to touch on that because I spoke to I didn't ask if I could say her name, so I'm not gonna say her name, but I did talk to an individual and got a little bit more information. You know who you is, wink wink. Okay. So we got that. So I got that out the way. Okay, got that out the way. Okay.
I want to elaborate more on like because I was brought up in the church.
Oh, go ahead.
God forgive me, I was the one sleep.
Oh my God. Oh geez.
And the one getting popped.
Oh,
to wake up. I was tired. I was like, I was like, why we gotta be here? And then as I got older, when I went to college, I understood when they were like, oh, read the material before you come. It was my responsibility. Back then, it was my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like religion, it suits whoever it is, you know, no disrespect to anybody. But take that book, whatever you're using to guide your life, read it. Learn it, understand it, see how it applies to you. Because when I went to church, I was asleep, so I wasn't getting the message, you know. But to anybody who's going to church, read. If the pastor say read this, and then when you come back, know what you listening to. Because I feel like everybody got their own message from that. The words. I'm a paralegal, y'all too. So
listen.
So learning law. Yeah,
she got so many letters behind her name.
Communications degree too, but learning and law, how interpretable words can be, how bendable you can make them. It's an umbrella. Okay. So when you read material, you have to see how this applies to me. The pastor can get up and be saying everything in his mind that he thinks. He taking the information in and interpreting how he feels, as you should too. You know, because what he's saying for his life is not for your life. You still got to be able to. So what I was telling Aisha the other day is like, I finally took my car off autopilot and I got behind the goddamn wheel. I started driving. You got to drive your own car. You know, you gotta own you, own me. You know what I'm saying? It's on me to own me. So I think going back to that, it's not like discrediting any religion or anything, because if you was to research them, they got the clear message. Every message is the same through it, but it's about how they want you to go about getting it. Right. You would know that inside. We know when we're doing something right. We know when we're doing something wrong. So you have that internal check. Like that's what I call you checking you. Right. Well, use it. Right. You know, don't make it somebody else's responsibility to program your life.
Right. Right. And again, that's the rules and the regulations. So it's like you said, you have a feeling when you're doing something wrong versus you got, let me check my rule book.
Right.
They said we can't wear pants. That's that was part of my Pentecostal upbringing. We couldn't wear pants, and damn, I didn't have that many skirts. that's what I'm gonna say. But I wish I did, because I would have loved to wear a skirt every day. Love to wear dresses, but
I didn't like it. My skirt would be up in the back, in the front. You know, I got a little rump, so I didn't like. I'm more like casual. Like what I got on now, this is comfortable to me. I feel like, I don't know, I just like being comfortable.
Right.
You know, I don't feel like my clothes dictate who I am.
Absolutely.
You know, so. But I couldn't wear no skirt every day.
Yeah, I did. I never. I did.
But you pretty, so.
But I didn't understand. I mean, I loved it because that's what I wanted to do. But I didn't understand how that really applied to the religion.
Your life.
Yeah. But yeah, I love me some dresses and some skirts. I'm a little hot girl. Y'all see, I could shout out to Vasquez Printing, just like that with Aishahj. And I added my own flair to it. I cut it up.
I know that's right. Cut it.
That's what I do. Have my own little flair. Okay, not to get too much off subject, y'all. Just trying to lighten the moment, because that was kind of religion can make some people make some people feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But I did want to piggyback and ride and go back to, because we talked about the car, and I listen to podcasts. I listen to a lot of stuff. And Steve Harvey has said, he talked about a car, and he said, we got the windshield, and we got and you got the little mirror, for you to look in your rear view. And he said, if you constantly looking in that your rear view, in that small mirror,
how you gonna see where you're going?
How you gonna see? And God gave you this big old windshield so you can look straight ahead. So that. Yeah, I want to throw that piece in. When you say a car, I'm like, damn, that just resonated with me with that windshield. Because I mean, I'm fast forward. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to give people pieces of me, and you know what I'm saying. My past make me who I am. Had I not gone through the things that I went through, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and I wouldn't be the individual that I am. But I'm kind of more or less, I feel like I've given enough about my past, and I'm all about this future ride that I'm on, this windshield that I'm looking straight ahead.
Right. And I think it's important to understand what you say in your past, to forgive yourself in the past. You can't just go unresolved. You got to revisit them hurt areas in your life. You got to shout out to Danielle Davis, Millie 3D. She told me shadow work. You got to go back and kind of shadow yourself and see where you had these moments or these triggering events, where it was good or bad, and get the lesson from it, so you can move on, so you can have closure. Because I felt at the time when I decided like I was gonna be happy, I was gonna do all these things, I had to clear my scale. Y'all know what that scale is when y'all press that tear. Y'all know that scale talk. Y'all know. Clear it out. I had to clear it out. It was time for me to make room for what was in front of me and no longer what was behind me. And like you said, with the rear view, you look back. Sometimes you got to keep, of course, you want to see where you came from and what's your surrounding, what's around you. But in order to get to your destination, you have to look forward, so you don't crash or you don't miss your turn.
Absolutely.
Or your exit.
Absolutely. So that's part one, y'all. We have talked about the decision. I want to send lots of hugs and kisses to everybody. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Shout out to Ain't Jet Closet for telling me to wear the wrap.
Absolutely. I mean, girl, you are giving today.
My hair. I cut my hair, kept my hair off during my journey, because I felt like it was time for me to like throw away the standards of the world and say what I love and what I like. So my hair is currently growing with me. So each level and everything I accomplish, I'll see it in my growth. And anybody, starting out with me, they'll be able to see that journey as well with me.
Absolutely.
So shout out for that, because I was going to get a haircut and I'm like, nah, stay strong. I had to decide to not cut it.
Listen, the decision. So with that being said, everybody, that's part one of the decision. We're giving you a little bit, and then you gotta tune in, because we're gonna have part two, which is the breakthrough. And then we're going to have part 3, which is going to be our journey, where we're at, what we're doing. And we also going to give you guys tools and information in the journey. So we're going to have a whole lot to say. So you guys want to stay tuned in, and you guys want to check us out for part 2 and part 3 of the Happiness Trilogy podcast. So yeah, thank y'all for y'all getting on here with your girl Aishahj J. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, some of y'all showed up. I'm sorry I wasn't. This was I normally interact with everybody. I don't want people to think that I wasn't interacting or that I wasn't trying to, but this was just more of, I just wanted to introduce my special guest, and I just wanted to you know what I'm saying, give you me and Shamika as well. So yeah.
We want to help y'all on this journey. Y'all,
Exactly.
you're not crazy.
So
everything you're going through, you're not crazy.
You're not crazy, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? You guys might want to jump in and hop on this journey to happiness, because it's definitely a lifestyle. So tune in.
Worth living.
Listen. It feels so good. I mean, some days I just smile.
Mm-hmm.
Some days, like, people, when I'm at work, why you always smiling? It feel good.
Yeah.
Just that just uplift my spirit.
Yes.
It feels great. So I don't even have, sometimes I don't even have a reason. I'm just smiling.
You don't need a reason. You here.
Absolutely.
You can breathe. That's all reason in itself. Who want to be happy? You got two roads to choose. You could be happy or you could be sad. I want to be happy.
I know I want to be happy.
I want to be happy.
And it feels so
every
good.
Day. Woo, what I'm going to get into today.
I'm telling you, and every day that you wake up, that's how you know you ain't finished yet.
Yeah.
Every day that you get up, you still here, and there's some other things you got to accomplish, things you got to do.
Right.
So on that note, I'm going to go out, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to Just Like That with Aishahj J. Your girl has something to say. Y'all, I'm still here. I love y'all too. I gotta get my we have a couple of technical difficulties.
That's the beauty about live.
I know.
Real and uncut.
This is definitely real and uncut.
Real and uncut. Shout out to Divine 444. Y'all get y'all smudge sticks and your bath oils and your sea moss gel.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? And I said something about Tracy Fisher. I better go to the MLK Daiquiri Bar. I'm telling you, if you're trying to have a good time and have a good drink, MLK Daiquiri.